Sue, nice to see you again.
Good to see you, dear.
Wendy is recording us here, and I wanted to remind you of a talk you and I had 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was right here, and we were standing here talking right about here, looking at an easel, and your paintings were over there, and a young man went over, and as I was talking, I was watching him, and he looked at this painting that was on an easel. It was, if I remember, it was a bowl with some pears in it.
With pears, different color pears, yep.
You remember that?
Yep.
And I saw him take a quick look at it, and he picked it up, and you had to go leave because he bought it.
That's right.
And I asked you about that. Why don't you recreate for me what happened, because that message is so important.
Well, after years of working in fundraising, and the better word is really friend-raising, that's what that painting did to him. He either bought it, there's only two reasons probably. He either bought it because he had some memory that triggered in him about pears, or it might have reminded him of a person. I don't know him, but so he wouldn't have been responding to me. But let's say his grandmother had a bowl of pears, or she painted pears, or whatever it was, because that's how people relate. You start a relationship with them, and relationships is where it's at. I don't care what business you're in. Relationships is where it's at. And it's either a dedication to the person or a dedication to the message or the product. And so it was one or the other.
But in his case, he didn't know you.
No.
And he didn't know the name Sue Vineyard
No.
and think, she's a famous painter,
No.
I want her painting. So it had to be something in the painting.
It was personal.
Now for me, I might say, I want to have a painting that you painted. In fact, I have one at home.
Right.
Because I know you.
That's right.
So remember, it's about the painter.
Or the painting.
The painter or the painting.
It's a memory. What it is in both cases, it's a relationship.
Okay.
It's true no matter what you're doing. For instance, I was on the road working with nonprofits and governmental agencies for 35 years. And basically, people would come to me and they'd say, boy, what you said, I knew before and I forgot, so you triggered it.
Okay.
So that was the message. Or they'd come up and say, I never heard that before, but I trust you.
Okay.
So that relationship is there. And I tried to pass that on when I was training CEOs and department heads and so forth.
And now you're painting.
And now I'm painting. Now I get
to paint. But the
paint.
people that this message is for people who are training, and we want them to realize those same truths, that they can either connect with people because of the message, the Kirkpatrick message, or who they are and how they are inspiring goodwill and trust and faith and all that.
That's right, because you and Wendy are in the business of friend raising.
Right.
You're trying to get them to relax so much, trust the message, even if you're having to take them over a gap that they might feel uncomfortable with, maybe new information and so forth, but it's a relationship. Being able, in an audience, to be able to have a personal relationship, and one of the things that you probably both know is all of a sudden you get 200 people in front of you and they're answering you and they're not aware that they're talking. They think you're having a conversation, so they can say, that's right, Jim. And that's the relationship.
Whether I hear them or not.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you. Good to see you. Come here. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And keep doing with your good stuff.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I get to paint now.
All right, Sue. Thank you.
Sure.